Assalamu alaikum, dear friends, how are you? We the humans, we are either made of our good habits or destroyed, damaged a lot by certain other bad habits. Habits and habits. Habits play crucial role in our lives. Habits matter a lot, really. We are what our habits are. There is no exaggeration in this at all. So we should keep making effort to adopt good and even better habits. At the same time, we need to know that certain other habits are damaging us as well, and we need to get rid of these as soon as it is possible. Today we have made it a topic of our discussion how to get rid of the bad habits which are damaging our life, damaging us health wise, wealth wise, our social standing wise, family wise, or in any other manner. Since this is the topic of our discussion today, we have developed certain very important tips on the subject. There is a 10-point program of how to get rid of the bad habits. Let's begin. First of all, it is acknowledging the problem. Recognize that the habit is harmful and accept that the change is necessary. This is the first step and the most important, the most crucial step, because unless and until we don't acknowledge, no progress ever is going to be made in the solution of that particular problem, not to talk of getting rid of a bad habit at all. So the first thing is acknowledge the problem. The second is understand the triggers. Identify what triggers the habit or specific situations that triggers the habit. Understanding what derives the behavior can help you avoid or manage these triggers. Very important indeed. Unless and until we don't understand it, again, I think that we will not be able to hit the right spot, address the right problem. Identifying the bad habit, acknowledging it that this is damaging me a lot, identifying the triggers. What triggers take me toward repeating that particular habit? The third is set clear goals. Decide what you want to achieve by letting go of the habit, setting specific, measurable, and realistic goals Setting specific, measurable, and realistic goals can give you a clear direction. Earlier, this was only the identification process. Acknowledging first, identifying the trigger. The third is setting the goals. I want to stop doing this thing. I want to start doing this thing. I want to move in that direction. That is a kind of decision. That is a kind of direction. In which direction to start working. So the third is setting the clear, realistic goals. Setting the clear, measurable, and realistic goals. Clear on the one hand, realistic on the other hand. Thirdly, it should be measurable as well. What is the measurability of the goal? We understand the clarity of the goal, the realism in the goal. Realistic mean that not to set too high standard which are unachievable right now, because adopting that approach will be just the wastage of time. We don't have to do that at all. Set the clear on the one hand, realistic on the other hand, and of course measurable as well. Measurability means that we want to achieve, let's say, 100,000. I am carrying the 10,000, the 13,000. So that is the measurability of it. So the third is setting clear goals, what you want to abandon, what you want to achieve, in which direction we want to move. So that is setting clear goals. The fourth is develop a pattern, developing a pattern. Create a strategy to replace the habit with healthier alternatives. For example, if stress leads you to smoking, find a stress relief method like exercising, like meditation, like pursuing certain hobbies. So that is develop a plan. In the previous point, we talked about the target, the goal. Here we are talking about the plan, keeping in view, the target. We are trying to devise the strategy. So that is the number four. Develop a plan. The like, what hobbies you are going to pursue. Exercising for the purpose of avoiding the mental stress which leads you toward the smoking, like meditation for the purpose of resolving the mental stress. Mental stress lead to the smoking. So that is called strategy or plan. Devise a plan, develop a plan. The fifth is seek support. Share your goal with trusted friends or family members who can offer encouragement or hold you accountable. You might also consider joining a sport group or seeking a professional help as well. So there are, on the one hand, we need to we need to talk to certain friends and family members, and we will be sharing our trouble, our goal with them, who will be holding us accountable in certain situations and offering encouragement on in certain other situations as well. Wherever we make slight progress, they will be encouraging us. Wherever we slip up, they will be holding us accountable. So that is the role of the family and the friend. Then there are certain sport groups, in person, at certain places, and at least on the internet there are certain groups, and we can seek the help and the guidance from that platform as well. There are the people suffering from the same sort of situation, or at least all of the people are trying to get rid of certain habits. So at the end, but it is not the least, it is seeking the sport professional help. How? It is not a stigma at all. You aren't going to be stigmatized if at all you are trying to seek the professional help. because but the professionals know, we don't know, because it is their specialization. So that is a very important window to be knocked, door to be knocked. So that is seeking sport. The sixth is take it one day at a time. Focus on small incremental progress, as breaking a habit doesn't happen overnight. So be patient with yourself. We have to do it bit by bit, little by little, a little progress on a daily basis. Like if at all somebody want to stop smoking, somebody want to stop taking the tea. So tell yourself, make a firm commitment that I'm not going to smoke by earlier than 8 a.m. Okay, okay for 1 week. Then the next week, tell yourself, I can't smoke earlier than 9 a.m. So for one full week, this will be the routine that the first cigarette will be taken at 9 a.m. Then after a week, it should be 10, 11. The time will arrive, when your first cigarette will be at 4 p.m. And like in the same manner, I think this habit can be totally totally eradicated. It is not just about smoking a cigarette. It is about everything else. Any bad habit we want to get rid of. So that was just an example. Now the seventh is practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself, especially especially if experiencing setbacks. Be kind to yourself, especially if experiencing setback. Remember that slip ups are part of the life. Slip ups are the part of the process, and what matters is getting back on track. Be kind to yourself. Practice self compassion. Don't be self indulgent on the one hand, but don't be too harsh on the other hand. We have to go in between the two of these. So that is, practice self compassion. It is like we become kind hearted, to our loved one anytime they are in trouble. In the same manner, if at all there is a slip up, so don't be too harsh with yourself. Although don't be self-indulgent as well. Don't ignore it as well. Hold yourself accountable at the same time. But the most important thing is get yourself back on the track as soon as it is possible, without wasting any time. Within no time, be on the track again. So that is, excuse me. Now the eighth is celebrate your success, acknowledging, acknowledge and reward yourself for the progress you make, no matter how small. Positive reinforcement, positive reinforcement. That is celebrate your success. It is a carrot and stick policy, holding yourself accountable on the one hand, but appreciating, acknowledging, appreciating, rewarding your progress. The little improvement too. No improvement should be ignored at all. Every improvement is important, no matter how small or how little. So always notice any improvement and then reward, appreciate, acknowledge this to yourself. Now, the ninth is stay consistent. Consistency is the key. The more you practice your new behaviors, the more you practice your new behaviors, the stronger they will become, eventually replacing the damaging habit. Stay consistent. It is important that we make progress, but it is 20 times more important that we are consistent. No matter how little is the improvement on a daily basis, if we are consistent, if we are consistent, we will succeed. Nobody can stop us from success at all. Be consistent. Without consistency, there is going to be no progress at all. The tenth and the last is visualize your success. Regularly imagine the positive outcomes of breaking the habit. Visualize your success. Regularly imagine the positive outcomes of breaking the habit. Visualizing success can strengthen your determination and help you stay focused. Visualization is a great technique indeed. It is a great technique indeed. It does help us a lot. Visualization, because visualization, it is motivating. It motivates us. And if at all we are seeing visualizing quite frequently, it does enter our subconscious mind. Anything, anything which becomes the part of our subconscious mind, it is like we have programmed ourselves, we have reprogrammed ourselves. Whatever is lying as a program in our mind, we remain on autopilot to practice, to implement, to repeat it frequently. So, dear friends and fellows, I think visualization, it is tremendously beneficial. It is a great strategy. It is a very important psychological factor. It is keeping in view the way our mind works. So it is actually the mind science. All we have talked about is a mind science. Here too, it is a mind science that we are seen visualizing something. Whatever we do visualize very frequently, it becomes a part of the program. It reprograms us. So whatever is programmed in the mind, we are bound to implement it because it is a kind of automatic behavior. Letting go of damaging habit takes time and effort, but with persistence and the right mindset, you can achieve lasting change. Nothing is impossible. It is quite possible. What is needed is determination on the one hand, right strategy, right mindset on the other hand, and consistency, regularity. It will ensure that the bad habits are gone and you are there with the much better, healthier, happy habits to make you a very successful person. That's all from me today. Thank you very much.